off-market deals. I love off-market deals. Because with an off-market deal, you've got a deal where there is normally not I've got to sell it and I've got to sell it now. You haven't got a real estate agent in the middle going, I want my commission or I want it now. So you've got time to cut the kind of deal that suits you. You've got time to do a terms deal where price probably isn't the determining factor. It could be the terms of the deal. The terms of the deal might be that you don't pay for it until you've finished it. You know, it might be that you get in and secure the property. If you haven't got any deposits, getting in there and securing the property, being able to do what you've got to do to it without having to pay for it just yet and increase the value of the property and then either on-sell it, you can do simultaneous settlement. Now, if it's just a straight simultaneous settlement on a long contract, let's deal with that first. So you've put on a 12-month contract. It's in a difficult area, it hasn't sold, it's a property that hasn't been selling, so you put on a 12-month contract on it or a 6-month contract on it. But with the rights for you to be able to get in there and renovate or rezone or subdivide or whatever it is you're going to do to the property in the meantime, and a clause in there that says you can do a simultaneous settlement, what that means is that, yes, you're going to have to pay 2 lots of stamp duty. So you're going to have to pay stamp duty on what you buy it for, and the end buyer is going to have to pay stamp duty on what they buy it for. So there's 2 lots of stamp duties paid on the one day that you settle. So at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, both of you settle, checks get changed around, and you have a simultaneous settlement, and you just make the margin in between, but you do pay stamp duty. Off-market deals, you know, the places you can look for them are kind of in oddball places. Things like buyer's agents, actually getting a buyer's agent out there to go door knocking for you, or you go door knocking. Go and have a look at, you know, town planners. Town planners are dealing with people all the time. You're going to make friends with these people. You know, talk to them and say, don't know whether you've had anybody come across your books at the moment, or you know of any of your clients who want to offload a nice DA-approved property, or a property that could be DA'd, but they've got too many and they're going to need to sell a couple off so they can move on to other deals. It doesn't mean the deal's bad. It just means that they might have too many on their plate. And now I think, actually, I saw so-and-so the other day. Now he's got 2 or 3 deals there just kind of lined up. He might be interested in selling one of them, and so he can move on and do the others. Because, you know, just because you've got a few deals on, they might all be good deals, but if you've got too many of them, you can't do any of them. So by selling one off, you know, you might help that person to be able to complete their other deals. Nothing wrong with the deal they're potentially selling off. Architects, builders are the same. Advertise. Actually put an ad in the paper. Tell them what you want. What are you looking for? You know, you're looking for a vacant commercial property with 4,000 square metres. Or you're looking for a property in the such and such an area. Now you might know that such and such an area has just been rezoned for multi-storey or multiple units, but the owners of the properties may not, because they don't actually advertise in the local papers saying, oh, this property is now able to be in, you know, a block of 6. So actually advertise in newspapers, things on Gumtree, you know, low cost. There's not much to actually put an ad on Gumtree and test the market just to see what comes up. And you never know. It may lead to nothing, but there's been a number of situations with students I can recall that it does lead to something, and it does lead to a deal. Test the market for demand, as in advertising for a tenant, advertising that you've got that vacant block of land that you've done your dual lot single title lift on, to see if there is a market for it. You know, put a couple of ads in the paper, put an ad on Gumtree, that kind of stuff, advertise for a tenant or a commercial tenant or a residential tenant, or whatever it is you're after, just to test the market. You know, you've got a boarding house, advertise a room for rent. Test the market. See if there is actually a market for what it is you are producing before you commit yourself. Very important. I want you to start looking for this kind of stuff, because it is everywhere. The stuff I'm talking about now is everywhere, regardless of whether you live in Melbourne, in Sydney, or in Timbuktu. It's everywhere. But you've got to open your eyes to it. And without sitting here this morning thinking, oh yeah, I might have a look for that, you won't. You know, it's why weekends like this are so good, because we're going to throw so much stuff at you, all different things, all different inspirations, all different kind of deals, situations, people's stories, all sorts of things. It's incredibly inspiring to be able to just pick up those little bits of this and that, take it away and put it into action.